Good evening.
Okay, look, ambiance. I love it.
Hello, and welcome.
What's up? How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Happy fucking Friday, sis.
Okay.
It's Friday. We made it through the week. Like,
Cheers to that.
what you sipping on? Cheers.
Listen, the more people come in, you're going to see me switch to the coffee mug.
Listen, you're supposed to have the wine in there. You're supposed to have the wine in the coffee mug.
Got the wine in the coffee cup so people come mind their business.
Exactly. Period. Okay.
Like, Shutter Homes has like a new like white tea sangria peach kind of thing. I said, okay, let me get out and try.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, so we're hitting a little bit.
Like summery, just perfect for this time of the year.
Right.
I'm drinking some white Merlot,
White Merlot?
I'm fancy. I'm a little fancy. Grown.
I love that.
I'm a little fancy today. I was like, we got Shonte in the building. I gotta get my white Merlot out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for pouring in. Those who are joining us, please like the video, share the video with some of your friends. We get some more viewers in here. Welcome to episode 14 of Ney Ney Nonsense. I'm so excited. I have been waiting for this for so long. I'm just like souped up. So let's just get it started.
Let's get into it.
So tonight, everybody, first thing, we're going to begin by talking about this amazing young lady and all that she is doing, has done, and will do. Okay? But first, let me introduce y'all. Okay? This evening, we have our special guest, the global humanitarian, self-published author, mother, and fellow Plainfield queen, Shonte D, baby. We got her in the building. No, wait, where you at? Come on, Plainfield.
Listen, y'all know I love my city. And you're from Plainfield. What are the odds?
Yes, our hometown's crazy. And how we met is even more crazier, right? Like,
Can you share how we met?
Yes, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of context of like the background of this episode. So it was my birthday weekend. I was supposed to go to Atlanta. Long story short, my husband wasn't feeling well, really not up to flying like that, but it was like, all right, let's just settle for Atlantic City. We heard it was this like Black Excellence Expo going on. I said, whatever. It was like a house music thing going on. I said, all right, cool. Found out it was like vendors on this floor. It was the second day of the weekend. It was a Saturday. Went through, slid through. Had a lot of Black entrepreneurs. Of course, I'm supporting all the Black entrepreneurs. And then I came across this young lady. Her platform was amazing. She had this big, panel with her amazing book, the Malcolm in the Mirror. She had this. It was huge. She had mad books on the table, and she was hella cute, smiling from ear to ear. Energy was on 1,000. Like, you had to stop at her table. Like, her energy is just amazing. She's a beautiful person. I haven't even known her for that long. I just know that her soul is pure. I could just tell, right? So we just started talking. I'm like, yeah. Actually, my husband was talking to her first about the book. So, I had to follow up. Talking to my bed. I'm like, what's going on? So she like, yeah, we talking about Malcolm. My son is named Malcolm. I wrote a book. I said, no. My son is named Malcolm. She said, what? So we find out we both got sons named Malcolm. My Malcolm is older, but it's okay. He still loves the book. He sees his name. He goes crazy. But anyway, so we start talking like, girl, I love your energy. Yeah, I love your energy too. Where you from? I'm from Plainfield. What?
Me too.
And then Shonte said, you ain't from Plainfield. Name a street. They said, name a street. So I was like, what you mean, like Park and 11th? Like, what you want, Front Street? What you want, South Second? What you want, West Third? Like, what you want, Clinton Ave? Like, what you want? What side you want? What you want? What you want? Cedar Park? You know what I'm saying? So it was just amazing, the energy, the frequencies that was going on when we met. And then I was like, oh, I have a podcast. I would love for you to like be on it. And you know, the topic later on, we're going to talk about like being our authentic selves. And that's when I'm really like starting to do that this year. And I was like stepping outside of my comfort zone, like really telling you that I had a podcast and really like, so that was like my first time really like networking with a purpose, as you talked about yesterday.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I got a podcast. Like, he was like, sis, let's do it. Let's work. And here we are today. So thank you guys. Thank you, Shonte, so much. And hey, little Malcolm in the background.
Right. Listen, don't even acknowledge him, because if not, he gonna be in the camera doing the ABCs, and we don't have time.
We are mothers first. So
right. Absolutely. Well, thank you. I'm so excited. So let's get into it. I'm excited for this conversation.
So we're gonna talk about first. I'm gonna ask her a few questions.
Okay.
I need to know. This is the wonderful book that I purchased when I met her, Malcolm in the Mirror.
Thank you.
Amazing book. I read it to my kids all the time. My son's name is Malcolm as well, like I stated, and he loves to see his name in the book and actually see a boy that looks like him. He says, "Mommy, that's me." And I'm like, "That's not true. That's another Malcolm." But yes, that represents you. And it's a lot to have a young boy, resonate to a book like that. So we don't have a lot of stuff out here that our young children can resonate to. It's starting to pick up, but thank you for making this book. When did you find your passion for writing?
So, growing up, I talked a lot. So it was just natural that I've always had like journals or, writing poetry or things of that nature. But during the pandemic is really when I honed in on needing to write this book. And not because I'm a prolific writer. Like that really hadn't really nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I saw a need and I'm solution oriented. So I just jumped in on that need. This story needs to be told. My son needs this understanding.
Yeah.
So I'm going to create it. It really was more of God moving through me to create something that needed to be made than anything that has to do with me being a writer. Because, girl, I paid $30 a month for Grammarly just so I could make sure my punctuation and everything is good.
Yes.
Yeah. I see, that's cute.
I think it's an amazing book. You did a great job.
Thank you.
And sometimes you gotta invest in yourself. When you're chasing your dreams and God gives you that purpose, sometimes you gotta invest in that dream, invest in that passion to see it really come into fruition.
Yes. And now that it's here and so many people are like anxious for more.
Yeah.
It's like now I'm trying to invest more in like my personal development so I can continue writing and I can continue telling stories and I can use my words to be a voice in books.
So I know you said basically the pandemic inspired you to write the book, right? Basically.
You're breaking up, sis. I can't hear you.
Oh, no. I said basically inspiration from providing him with that understanding of what was going on during this time, right?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of kids still don't understand what's going on, right? So it's just something for him to look back on and be like, wow, Mom, like, thanks for writing this. That is super, super, super dope. Who was your, biggest supporter while writing this book?
Malcolm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the safe answer. Listen, my network and community, like my circle, is so strong that I can't even really answer that question head on because I'll leave so many people out. I know for a fact that I've had the same supporters for years.
Mm.
So I hate to sound cliche. I really hate to sound cliche. But when I say people from Plainfield, like, rep me hard, like, sometimes I look at the conversion rate on Instagram, right? Because everything is about numbers. Yeah. So I look at a post I make on Instagram and it'll get 100 likes. And it's like, okay, that's not a lot in the scheme of if someone like Cardi B made a post and she gets 1.5 million. But out of 100 likes, I'll get 30 shares. And all of those shares will be people from Plainfield. And it's like, the conversion rate of that is real. Like, this is genuine love. You know, so everybody really supported Malcolm and Amira in the process because I'm a friend that I bring what I'm working on to the table. We could be at lunch, we could be at church. I'm gonna make sure we all like, oh, this is what I'm doing, da da da. So my friends and my family get really involved, and especially considering like pop-up shops and networking events. Like my mom, Derek's mom, they take Malcolm on. You know, I don't drive too far distance, so a lot of times Derek's dad, he's right there pulling the wagon, loading the books. You know, I got my girls for when after the event is done and I'm super hyped up on adrenaline. They come through, they have wine, you know, so it's not just one tier in my life. And then when it's all done and I post the content, my gang is right there, like running it up. You know, like they never get tired of saying congratulations to me. So all of those pieces together really make me whole, because could you imagine how depleted you would be if you didn't really have a village?
Exactly. Definitely. And it's, I was just getting ready to say that. You took the words out of my mouth. Like, it definitely takes a village. It's, you know, just period for a regular mom, you know what I mean? Let alone someone like you who is like extraordinary, you know, out here, like really, you're out here, like, you're paving the way for other young Plainfield women, you know what I'm saying? Other Plainfield, they're looking up to you like, oh wow, I could do that. So I know you're like, I'm proud, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of you and what you're doing, and you're making a name for our city. Like, that's hella dope. Hella dope. And to even know that you have your support system, it just shows a person like me that you're meant to have this gift from God.
Thank you. Wow, that's deep.
Have everything that you need. You know what I mean? Like, you got the support system, you got your husband, you got your in-laws, you got your
Listen,
mom.
I don't have a husband. Listen, I got a few people in this room. Reel it in.
Not bad. My bad. But yeah, your support system is amazing. So kudos to them and you, and I know all your successes.
Thank you. That's love, sis.
Definitely. What is the best advice you would give to a striving writer or author?
Don't listen to everybody. Listen, if I listen to what people told me, let me tell you a short story. Malcolm, turn it down a little bit, okay, baby? Let me tell you a short story. I hired an illustrator, my first illustrator. I made a hefty deposit. All of the illustrations that are in Malcolm and Amira are from concepts that me and my team created. Wow. So each page was an idea that was like, I want this page to look like this page to look like this. I sent it to the first woman that I hired after I'm going to just say what it is. After I made an $1,800 deposit, I sent it to this woman. She ran it back and said, no, this is too busy. This is not going to resonate. Industry standard this is not going to work, basically. So, long story short, we end up agreeing to terminate the contract.
Okay.
I was out of $1,400. You want to get down? Yeah. So, hold on. So I was out of $1,400. I literally was on my last, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to what everybody is saying. I'm not going to do that. These are my ideas. This is my vision. I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna see it through. So with my last, I found a new illustrator. He came through. He gave me everything that I needed, and here we are. Outside of the message of Malcolm in the Mirror, soon as people pick up the book, 9 out of every 10 people, when they pick up the book, the first thing they say is, "I love these illustrations."
Oh yeah.
This is like that's so it really, you know what I mean? So if I could encourage any writer, especially a children's book writer, stick to your own script, because in the writing process, there's so many levels to it. So you have editors, you have beta readers, you have reviewers, you have illustrators, you have cover designers, you have the people who do your graphics, you have reviewers. People are going to tell you that your writing is trash. People are going to tell you that the story's not going to work. I was in tears last year this time because so many people was like, kids aren't going to want to hear this. It's too deep. It's too heavy. You're too raw. It's too real. You got to tone it down. You got to tone it down. And I wouldn't move. I said, listen, these kids out here rapping Lil Durk word for word. I'm not. Exactly. Do a better job as parents to have a conversation. I'm not. And it turned out that it worked. Yes. So I just encourage any writer or anybody who's in the process of creating a product. God gave you the idea in its rawest form. Run with that. Don't let nobody come along unless they're investing anything. Because if Scholastic wrote me a check for $100,000 and was like, actually, Malcolm's going to be a toad and his reflection will be in a pond, I may have considered. But I'm not taking no unsolicited advice from nobody on Instagram. Like, nah.
Period. Yes, I love that. I love that advice. Shonte, that was like a word. That was a whole word right there. Love it. Love it. Love it. So without ruining prizes, what could you tell the people? Like, what can we expect from this in the upcoming future? Like, would you consider like writing books for like a different audience ever?
Yeah, listen, because one thing my tell all is going to be some tea, okay? I'm kidding. No, honestly, in the near future, honestly, I've been like dragging my feet on telling this to people, but I'm running for Plainfield School Board. Yeah, I'm running for Plainfield School Board. Okay. Yes. The election is November 8th. So like this term, like this is happening like right now. Right. Yeah.
Hold on. Is this like
I can't hear you.
Is this an exclusive? Like you dropping this for the first time?
Oh, I'm dropping this for the first time. Yeah.
It's exclusive, everybody.
Yeah, this is exclusive.
Yes. Plainfield Board of Education?
Yes.
I can see it for you. Do it.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Okay.
And you know, like my drive behind it, because once I got so involved in Malcolm in the Mirror, I started realizing that it's not about me. It's not about my book. It's not about my story. There's so many other people whose story needs to get out there. There's so many other authors that have amazing books that aren't in these schools. Why isn't that the case? I've met so many moms that it's like, oh, my kid, either this book is too deep, my kid doesn't like to read, or they're too old. And it's like, that just shows that something isn't giving. So it's like, what's missing?
Okay.
What's missing? And everyone loves Plainfield. Everyone loves Plainfield. Everyone loves the swag. Everyone loves the culture. But when it comes to the conversation of education, if I could live in Plainfield but go to school in Denali, my mom will let me. Right. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing?
Right.
So when it was brought to my attention that the opportunity was real for me,
okay,
I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use my platform to have that pride for my city, and I'm gonna see how I could really reach the kids in a way that's beyond Malcolm in the Mirror.
Right.
Because if a book like Malcolm in the Mirror, written by a completely different author, could be in every school, if instead of, you know what I mean? I don't want to say too much because I'm so passionate about it, but it needs to be a change. It needs to be a change.
In the school system and how our children are being taught and the support that they have, the motivation that is poured into them, everything. Like you said, God gives you that vision. Only you. So you know exactly what you need to do.
Right.
You with you. Like, you is just really busting down doors. Like,
yeah. Yo, I have to. And pivoting to the conversation of being your authentic self, I feel like forever I've always been the talkative one or the loud one, or Shonte is like so this and that, and my friends laugh because they're like, your ability to be ratchet on Friday and professional on Saturday is astounding. But it's like, I'm not fake.
Yeah.
I'm not fake. The same way I'm talking to you, the same way I'll talk to somebody dealing with some business, the same way I sell a book. I'm the same all the way around.
Yeah.
I'm not a fake. Now Malcolm is walking around singing, "You're not a fake," right?
That's right, Malcolm. Tell him, boo. Tell him that's
period. But the thing is, I've learned how to use those interpersonal skills to make it make sense in any area of life. Mm-hmm. Any area of life. So whether it's politics, whether it's business, whether it's sisterhood, whether it's mentorship, I know how to bring the same energy. And there's more ratchet people than there are bougie people. So I have the majority.
Exactly. So most of the time, if you're being your true self, most of the time, half the people in the room or more than half are gonna find you relatable. So yes. All right. So the last question about the book, and then we're gonna move on to the topic of the night because I'm feeling the energy right now. It's flowing. Where can the viewers purchase the book?
Okay, so the book is available on my website, www.malcolminthemirror.com, and for the sake of this live, I created a promo code. So if you use live, you get 20% off of the book. Only for today. Yes.
Go ahead, girl. See, she didn't have to do that for us, guys. So www.malcolminthemirror.com and make that purchase.
Somebody type it in the comments so we could pin it.
Yes. Somebody type it in the comments, please. Please. And yeah, use that promo code for that 20% off. I know it's inflation. Everybody got to save a couple points.
Right.
Girl, orange juice is $7. Can we talk about that? I'm sorry. That just sidebar. It blew me away.
No, I understand.
So moving on to the topic of the night, like I said, being your authentic self. It has just been something growing in my spirit the last couple of months. I think like ever since my birthday, like I said, since meeting Shonte and meeting all those other entrepreneurs and, me actually landing this main role in this movie that's coming up. It's going to be a Jersey film movie. And I'm like one of the main characters out here in the streets. And I got that by being my authentic self. So ever since these blessings started coming to me just by me being myself and me like going after how I feel and really like driving off that energy and driving off that where I feel.
Right.
No, like this is a real thing. Like, manifesting is a thing. Like speaking to your life, speaking positivity is a thing. Like, don't lie out here in the streets. Like, I'm trying to tell you. Let me just start by saying, like I said, now I'm just not realizing how important it is to be my authentic self. And like Shonte said, in all environments, professional, my 9 to 5, because I do have a 9 to 5. I work from home, but I have 9 to 5. And I do, have personal relationships outside of work. And I'm starting to really just be myself. And what you get is what you get. Like, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. I'm never coming disrespectfully, but I'm always going to come as Ney Ney.
Yes.
Yes. Okay? So I'm my biggest fan. And I feel like nowadays, in this type of world and age, you got to be your biggest fan.
You do.
Like, I saw Kanye's documentary, and everybody talk about Kanye crazy, but one thing I respect is his goddamn confidence. And nobody believed in him. Nobody believed in him, but he kept pushing. His mother believed in him, and that's all he needed was mother to believe in him.
Okay.
Okay? So, listen. What Beyonce say? You don't fuck with my sis.
Uh-huh.
Be comfortable. I'm comfortable in my skin now. You probably don't know who I am. If you knew me 10 years ago, nice to meet you. It's the new me. You didn't know this person.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable being this person back then. But now I am. You understand? So this is the importance of being your authentic self. Oh, come on now, somebody.
That's real. That's real. That's real.
Woo, it's a word. It got my spirit going.
I can feel that.
It's real. So now that my little rant is over, Shonte, I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. You good.
I'm heated.
You're good. You're good.
I love you. I swear I do.
Talk your shit, sis.
You think it took for you to learn like how to really be you? And like when being your authentic self in every room you walk into?
Listen, growing up, even to this day, even to this day, growing up, I had a lot of different altercations with a lot of different people because I've always been the loudest. I'm yellow. I don't know if that's politically correct to say these days, but that's what I was called growing up.
Right.
And a lot of people used to pick with me. Like, I'm not a victim, but a lot of people used to pick with me. Like, it's a lot of the same people who repost me now who used to bully me when we was kids. Right. And it took me a long time to really grow into my confidence, to really grow into who I am, and to really learn how to use what I have always been laughed at, joked on, to use those things for my benefit.
Right.
So it took me a lot, and it's still a lot of work that I'm doing. I don't have it all together. Yeah. Honestly, getting back out there with the book was a huge pivot for me because after Malcolm and during the pandemic, I went through a series of depression episodes. I've been a hot girl my whole life. What do you mean I'm a mom? Where did this 50 pounds come from? Shonte has always had life catered to me in a way that I never had to be selfless to someone else that was an obligation. The selflessness that I have always done was always a willingness. It was never a requirement. So when Malcolm came, it was what do you mean the world is closed? What do you mean my body is becoming womanly, and it's not, I'm not 120 pounds anymore. I can't go and do the things that I used to like to do. Things are different. So it's still a work in progress because a lot of times I show up and I show face. That doesn't mean that I didn't have a breakdown getting dressed because my shaper was too tight. You know what I mean? So I feel a lot of times people see me and they're oh, you're always so positive, or you're so real and you're so raw. And it's yeah, but I may go out on Saturday and be the life of the party, but I probably won't answer my phone till Wednesday. So it's still, you know what I mean? I'm still working on it. But I knew that I had to tap in. I had to tap in because I have so many people who love me, and sometimes when you lack self-love, we have to tap into the people who love us because that will keep us afloat. I don't know why we're in such a hater culture when it's like 9 out of 10 people aren't hating on you. They're holding you accountable because you're falling off. Take heed, pick yourself back up, and get back to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I really had to tap into that. So I could be like, you know what, Shonte, it's Malcolm's 2. We gotta stop blaming baby Wade. We gotta kind of get up. And if it is that, you gotta find a way to love yourself. You gotta find a way to keep it pushing. There's no reason. You have all the resources, all the support, a fan base. You got everything you need. You still here crying about having a kid, but you got his face on a book. Come on, we can't be a victim.
Right.
So I think my need to not be a victim is how I am able to show up and be authentic. Wow. To close it and answer the question. Yeah.
Wow, that's super deep. Look, they like message. Yes, you heard what he said. Yes, it was a whole message. Okay, and also to piggyback off also what you said, like, you know, you're a work in progress, and I don't want people to think like because we're okay with being our authentic selves doesn't mean that we're still not growing. You know what I mean? We're still growing, and 5 years from now, we're really going to be our authentic selves. It's a lifelong journey. You know what I'm saying? And like she said earlier as well, it's nothing that we choose. It's given to us. Best believe it's given to us. These visions and these dreams and these passions is given to us. Nene's nonsense was given to me. This vision was given to me during the pandemic from God. Mm-hmm. Radio and broadcasting. I never really poured into it though. I wanted to be the next Wendy Williams, but I never really poured into it though. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's just a whole another.
I know.
But there are like definitely benefits of being your authentic self when you're walking into a room, when you're talking to someone, you're interacting. And one of the benefits that I, encountered in my life is meeting wonderful Shonte. So, like, what benefits do you believe, being your authentic self comes with?
You want to know something funny? My friend, she makes a joke and says, like, your personality is like collard greens, right? Like, you could go on any plate. Like, it's collard greens, if it's eyes, if you got to be with, it could be kale. Like, it could be turnips. Like, you can go on any plate, So I think being my authentic self, I think that's the benefit, is I don't have a certain clique. I don't have one particular target audience. And even tying back into Malcolm in the Mirror, building up the anticipation and going to different author coaches and Clubhouse and all of those things that you participate in when you're writing a book, they're like, oh, find your target audience. And I've learned that Malcolm in the Mirror doesn't necessarily have a target audience, because I sold that book to old people in the LGBTQ plus community with no children, aunties, the baddies that got godchildren, moms, dads, all types of people. Like, the spectrum is so large. And when you're yourself, that's what you get. I don't fit into one mold. Any group of people can find me relatable and find my presence enjoyable, because I'm not stuffy in a way that I could only go here, or I could only go on this plate, or I could only hang with these girls because their aesthetic is selfie worthy. Like, no, like, I can be with your grandmother. I could talk about cognac with your grandfather, or I could be with the kids. Yeah. It really, so the range. Right. The range for me is lovely, because then I get perspectives from people from everywhere. I remember I had to be like 22 or 23. I went on a mission trip to Guatemala. I was by myself. I was the youngest person there, alone. It was a woman from South Korea. And a woman from the Netherlands. And I had my dreadlocks at the time, my locks, not only was I the first person in real life that they seen that was black, but I was the first person with dreadlocks that they've ever seen, and they loved me. What? Like they love me. Like I have their emails. I haven't talked to them in a few years because this was quite a while ago, but we kept in touch for years. And that's the gift of being your authentic self, because who can really have a conversation, especially being from where we're from, with a woman from South Korea and a woman from the Netherlands? I could sit at any table.
Wow.
I can, you know what I mean? And everybody doesn't have that.
No.
Everybody doesn't have, they're either uncomfortable or they're too much.
Yeah.
Or they're not enough.
Right.
But I just feel like when you're yourself.
That's a beautiful story.
When you're yourself, you can sit at any table. You can sell to anybody. You can sit at any table.
Yeah.
It works. You work.
It definitely works. I feel like, you know, when you being your authentic self, like, you get to be a part of, like, true, valuable, and deeper connections. You know what I mean? Like, you're mixing true energies. Like, you're not being fake. You're being your true self. Like, the raw, the real, everything. And either that person gonna love you or they're not gonna love you.
And it's up to you, because I'm over the whole thing of that's just how I am. That's just how I am. No matter how authentic I am, I'm over that, because if more than one person is telling me that I need to tone it down in this area, I'm going to seek some type of personal development if I want to grow in that niche.
Exactly.
For perfect example, like I was sharing about me running for the Board of Education. I know when I'm excited and I'm passionate about something, I can get real shikari. I know that that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I am going to have to take a deep breath. I'm going to have to start using like and a little less.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that I'm not being authentic anymore. And I think in our culture, that's where we get it messed up, because as soon as someone starts polishing themselves, then we want to be like, oh, they're cooning or they're being fake. When it's like, no. But I can't enter every room and talk with my hands, because, say, for instance, someone from another culture, that could be a gesture of aggression.
Aggression, yes. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'm not as authentic as I am. I'm open to being polished. I'm open to knowing that if I have an opportunity to meet Joe Biden tomorrow, I'm not going to say, take me to dinner. Well, I probably would, because it's funny. But, you know, yeah, I probably would. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
hey, absolutely, definitely. Like, or like I'm saying, like, those connections come true. And like you said, like, those disconnections come true too. Like, those people that are not meant to be a part of your journey.
Right.
As well. You know what I mean? Like, being your authentic self might make them uncomfortable.
And it does. And it does. But you know, that's where knowing where your gifts come from, because when you know where your gifts come from, you're gifted with something called discernment. And when you have discernment, you know when to walk in a room and move a certain way. Now, if I'm going to Hugo's, for example, I'm not walking in there with my resume printed on the back of my blazer, because I know it may be some people from around the way in there that may remember me when I was 16, 17 years old, and they may be like, oh, she thinks she this, she thinks she that. Everything doesn't have to be broadcasted. A lot of times I just sit back like I'm regular, like, we don't got to talk about the book. We don't got to talk about nothing that I'm working on. I'm just here for the vibes, because my discernment would tell me if I'm in a room with some people who could be snakes in the grass. And it's not that people are hating. It's not, I really don't like that terminology. It's not that. But sometimes everybody doesn't want to hear your spill. You don't have to do that all the time. Sometimes kick back and enjoy the vibes. And if you feel like, if you're in a room and it's only people who are having a good time, no one's talking about business, right, don't be the one to get up and start talking about, you don't gotta do that.
No.
So I feel like we really gotta fine tune when we're pitching ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because am I not being authentic? I'm still being authentic, but I'm being wise. I'm not walking into every room talking about me, because guess what? It's not always about me.
It's not always right. Exactly.
It's not, it's not always about me and my vibe, because you have a vibe too. But if I'm the loudest one in the room and I won't sit down and be quiet, how can I let you shine, sis?
Right. Exactly.
So we gotta box it up sometimes.
You gotta box it out. And like you said, some people gotta stop being snakes in the grass and having that crabs in a barrel bucket mentality where it's like, oh, like if you are at Hugo's or wherever and you are talking about your book and they do know you from back in the day, it shouldn't be oh, she thinks she all that because she wrote a book. Like,
it shouldn't, sis, but it is, because think about it.
It's sad.
Everybody don't have tenacity. So what if I have a book in me? What if I've been working on a book for 10 years? What if I have a phenomenal story? Here you come in here talking about God gave you a sign, like you want to manifest? What do you mean? Like, how did you do that? I had the attitude because you know what I mean? Like, so a lot of times people are dealing with bigger things. Someone could have got published. Their mom could have died the day their book was about to drop. Now they ain't never touch it. And here I come, click-clacking in a red blazer, talking about I done sold over 800 copies in 6 months. Sometimes people just don't want to hear that. Yeah. Because of what they're dealing with. It has nothing to do with them being a hater or crab in a bucket. It has nothing to do with it. Sometimes we just have unhealed trauma, and watching the next person shine while we're them, it's a challenge. Woo! That shit is hard.
God damn, that's
you feel me?
Yes, I definitely know. Yes.
So you gotta have discernment to know when being your authentic self might offend somebody's trauma.
Right. But then when you do sense that, you're saying it's okay to tone it down?
Yes.
On behalf of that person.
Yes. Absolutely. Perfect example. Malcolm's dad is OD active. I'm not talking about his activeness around my friends that are single moms. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to put it in everyday perspective.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta tone it down. You could be authentic, but you gotta tone it down sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm learning.
It's like I said, it's a lifelong journey. You know what I mean? And being your authentic self all the time can be draining. Like some days, you know what I mean? Like you said, you might be out Saturday being your authentic self all day long, and you come home, you drained. Because you done gave everybody your energy. You done gave everybody your energy. You done gave everybody your energy. So like, so after this show tonight, I'll probably be on Do Not Disturb till Tuesday. Like, people don't understand it takes a lot to come in front of a camera and put yourself out there and be your authentic self in front of the world. Anybody can see this, share this, pop shit if they want to right now. I'm here. What's up? Like,
right.
So,
I know.
It's crazy. But some more benefits I thought of was just being your authentic self helps you find your true purpose. Mm-hmm. Right. You feel self-fulfillment. You'll get, you'll start to feel like you're fulfilling something in your life because you're being authentic, and you being authentic will bring you opportunities which will make you feel fulfilled. Mm-hmm. All like a trickle effect.
Absolutely.
Definitely is. So, and yeah, like new opportunities is gonna just arise. Like, it's just be your authentic self, and it's not easy. Like I said, it took me 34 years. I'm 34. 34 years to really
tap in.
Like, Whitney, you're dope, and like be fucking dope outside, not just in the house. Like, be dope outside. Like, who cares? Who cares? Be dope. Be you. Like, who cares?
And you're doing it. You are beautiful. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I tell you are too. Like, naturally, like, you don't even need. I could have came with my little no makeup on. I was like, oh, my little spots and blemishes and shit gonna be showing or whatever. Like, usually I don't care, but I was like, I got Shonte on the show. I gotta get cute.
Because I almost wore a hat because I didn't want to gel my leave out. It was giving poofy. But I was like, don't wear a hat. Don't wear a hat.
Listen, we definitely got to chill, like, outside.
Right, we do.
Whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This was amazing. Episode 14 was dope. Shonte, did you have fun?
Yes, this was dope. Thank you. Oh, wow. Hold on. I see a bunch of people in here.
Yes.
I didn't even really get the chance to
Hey, everybody.
So hop in. What's up? Whitney, you want to close us out with a question or something? I don't want to leave. I see a bunch of people. I don't want to leave them. So, Rob, you want to close this out with a question, or how would you like me to wrap this up for you, sis?
I mean, I asked all the questions. I had, hey, everybody. Oh, yes. Show the love. Throw the hearts up. Make sure you guys go to my bio and click on my YouTube and like and subscribe, because
more importantly,
that YouTube money. You heard? Like, if that's gonna be my full-time job, I'll give you this content every week, not every month. You feel me? So that's the goal. Like, shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to Plainfield.
Say that again, sis.
New Jersey. Let's be clear, not Illinois, because there's a Plainfield, Illinois.
There definitely is, right? Shout out to Plainfield, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Listen, let me ask you something. What about Plainfield makes you so happy to be from there?
That's a question, because I don't have a lot of good support from Plainfield like you do, right? Good question. I actually feel like yeah, I don't have a lot of support. I really don't.
Okay. You want to get it? Because I support you.
Because I'm from it. Like, you feel me? Like, the people that I do mess with from Plainfield, they love me. You know what I mean? And I just love the city. Like, I love the people. I love the schools that I went to. I loved my teachers that I interacted with. Like, my class of 06. What's good, baby? PHS, Plainfield High School, class of 06. We not old. We not old. Don't do that.
Y'all seasons.
Don't do that. Make no faces over there. Okay, class of 06, baby. But yeah, it's just the vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been to a Plainfield party in a minute. Like at Marlowe's or like Hugo's or like the Elks. But I used to be in it, and it's a vibe. Like, you feel me? It's a vibe.
Yeah, we definitely have a natural vibe.
Yeah.
And had I had this conversation on live with anybody else, I think that would be the answer to most of my questions. Like, oh, well, how are you your authentic self? I'm just like, listen, I'm from Plainfield. We all act like this. Like, my grandmother acts like this. My great aunts act like this. Like my grandma church bingo friends. Like, this is just how people from Plainfield act. This is how we talk. I can't really compare it to everybody. I feel like every state has like their little personalities, but it's like, I get it. It's a vibe.
And I could say Plainfield made me. Like, Plainfield made me who I was, because I moved there when I was in the second grade. I went to Evergreen. So I literally grew up in Plainfield. Fights, arguments, boyfriends, breakups, cliques, and you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole nine. So I feel like if I did not grow up in Plainfield, I would not be the person I am today.
Listen, you talking to the mayor of Chuckalisa right now, because I can cry, because for me, I love that. I love that. I love being able to like share that same passion, because I feel that. I feel anywhere else in New Jersey I go, I'm like, don't let somebody from New Brunswick. Oh, what? I'm from Plainfield.
It ain't Plainfield, bro. Like, it's
not Plainfield. Y'all really jack our swag, so whatever.
Exactly. Like, what? Our band was lit in high school. Like, what? Basketball players lit. Football players, cheerleaders always popping. Like,
prettiest girls, prettiest girls, like
girls,
yeah.
like,
Wow, I love that you have that.
Yes, I love Plainfield. I love Plainfield. Like, and that's why when I met you and found out that you was from Plainfield and I saw what you was doing, I was like, oh my God, I have to have this girl on my platform because I like to, you know, shine lights on fellow queens like myself that's out here following their passion and following their vision because it's not easy to do so.
Right. So, okay. So you love Plainfield. Last question. You registered to vote though, right?
Well, you know, I don't live in Plainfield anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm a resident.
Okay, because we'll talk. Because I'm like,
I can still, like, you know what I'm saying, be the part of the campaign and all that. I'm down with you. So
That's it. That's all I need to hear.
vote for Shonte. I got you.
That's it.
Listen, I am like honored to have you here. Like I wish you the best of luck with your run. So you said the campaign, like when are you gonna start like campaigning and stuff? But you said November.
So right now, I've been trying to tie up Malcolm in the Mirror because I only have 60 copies left.
Come on, y'all. Use that promo code LIVE, LIVE. Go to www.malcolminthemirror.com and use the promo code. She only got 60 more copies left. Come on. Let's
so I have and then the Monday after Labor Day, it's on. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't merging two platforms together because it could be a conflict of interest for me.
Okay.
So that's why this weekend I have two events. I have one on Saturday and then my very last pop-up shop on Sunday. I got like some studying and some deep breathing to do, and then the Monday after Labor Day I'll probably be knocking on somebody's door because then it starts. So I haven't made any like promotional announcements or anything like that about the campaign just yet because it's still Malcolm in the Mirror's turn.
Okay.
But the Monday after Labor Day is when we really get busy.
Oh my God. Amazing. Looking forward to seeing everything that you post. You know, I'm going to share, I'm going to like. Anything I can do to support you, let me know. If you need to pop me, I got to pop up at an event somewhere in Plainfield. I'm only like 25 minutes away, so I'll be down there. Okay? If you need me, I got you.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Because listen, you were there for me on my platform, so I want to be there for you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. And to everybody who tunes in, I see a lot of people from my other community, my family, my friends. I appreciate you guys for always showing up. And thank you, Whitney. This was dope.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you had fun. I'm so glad you decided to be here. Thank you guys, everyone from her supporters, my supporters who are joining us tonight. Make sure you like this video, share my link in my bio, and follow my YouTube, please. And stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to be episode 15. I don't know what we got coming up, but you got to stay tuned. You know, I always got something hot. I always got something hot ready to throw in a pot. I love y'all. Stay blessed. Stay real. Stay you.
Yes.
Follow the passion. Follow the dreams. Follow the energy. Okay? Right? You leave.
That's it.
Trust that, baby. We love y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. We are wrapping up episode 15. Shonte, have a great night.
You too. I'll see you soon.
Bye.